is democracy versus dictatorship. And I, for one, believe that democracy as a form of government should prevail. In the in my speech over 2 minutes, I'll be talking about the very definition of democracy, the reason why it should prevail, and I'll be summarizing it by giving certain points to ponder about to the audience. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Kirit.
Yes, my opening statement, no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So my opening statement is that, can I start?
Yeah, yeah, you may.
So first thing I just want to quote from Socrates that foolish leaders of democracy, which is a charming form of government, full of variety and disorder, and dispensing a sort of equality to equals and unequaled alike. So I will be talking about dictatorship, what it's all about, and its form, and how it has evolved from the Hitler's view to Nazi view, and from the North Korean type of view. So that's my opening statement. Hello.
Perfect choice of quote, Kirit.
Yes.
Moving on, Gaurav, your 2 minute main speech starts now.
Excuse me, if there's any mic problem, you could suggest me. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, yeah, I will tell you that. I will tell you that. Okay.
Sanjit,
Can you
Mm-hmm.
restart the timer?
hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dheer.
I'm saying that I'm having a power cut in my house and my phone is at 2%. Can I leave?
Yeah, fine, Dheer, fine. Okay.
Okay.
Rohan, Rohan, you can start the timer. And Gaurav, you may start.
Yeah. So, all right. Democracy. Democracy for the people, by the very definition of it, is a form of government in which the supreme power is vested to the people and is exercised directly by one or the other elected representative. Now, let's, for all pragmatic purposes, consider the current scenario and the application of democracy to it. Considering the pandemic, which has left people frustrated, the economic crippled and helpless, what better way than a democratic form of government which says we all stand together in this? Now, coming to the financial aspect, we all know it is not about having money but managing it. It is only in a democratic framework that the accountability of the money is kept and is checked by the stakeholders. There are other aspects which are to be taken into account, uh, which are like the legal equality and the political freedom of the mass. Even if we keep all these rudiment factors aside, let us focus on the first aspect of the internal and external security. When we talk about the foreign aggression which India is facing, it is inevitable for us to stand together. And the amount of political unrest the country is facing, I don't think India would survive as a dictatorship form of government for even a day. And I must say that that there might be short term benefits or momentary pleasures of dictatorship, but at hindsight, as the history is the proof, truth prevails, and so does the democracy. Thank you.
Fine. Kirit?
Hello.
Yeah, you may
Can you hear
start.
me? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I will be telling about what is dictatorship all about. It is a form of government characterized by single leader or a group of leaders and little or no toleration for political pluralism or independent programs or media. So dictatorship is all about five types. One is a military dictatorship, one is single party dictatorship, personalist dictatorship, and monarchic dictatorship and hybrid dictatorship. So what is military dictatorship all about? They are regimes in which group of officers holds power, determines who will lead the country, and exercise influence over policy. Single party dictatorship are regimes in which one party dominates the politics, and in personalist or a dictatorship are regimes in which all power lies in the hands of a single individual. Monarchic dictatorship are regimes in which a person of royal descent has inherited the position of head of state in accordance with accepted practice or constitution. And there is the last one, which is hybrid. Are regimes that blend qualities of personalist, single party, and military dictatorship. So we all know that history is very vivid and large, and it has gifted us with lot of form of government like dictatorship, communism, and democracy. But the thing is that history has also taught us that the past is always a survey of the statistics according to our present and will be determined by future also. So in fact, I will say that dictatorship has lot of inefficiency and has been portrayed by the historians that they are threat to the society, but actually it is not. They have evolved in the society and they are proving that when there is misery, dictatorship will rise, and when there is flawless in democracy, dictatorship will rise. So thank you. So thank you for resting my statement. Hello.
Okay. 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 1 minute 59 seconds, 57 milliseconds. So perfect utilization of the time, Kirit.
Sorry,
Before
sorry,
moving
sorry.
on to the close, no, no, it was a 2 minute statement, so you have nothing to apologize.
Okay.
So yeah, before moving on to the closing statement, we will be having this rebuttal round. So I have two questions,
Hello.
one for both Gaurav and Kirit.
Hello.
So
Yes, yes, yes.
hello, yeah, Gaurav.
Hello.
Yeah, Gaurav.
Yeah.
Gaurav, you're audible. Not anymore.
Okay, okay. Then
So
start.
Kirit,
Yes.
Kirit, yeah. As we all know that fanaticism is a very integral part of every dictatorial regime. As you can see
Yes,
in
sir.
the case of Germany, it was
Yes.
Hello.
Hitler who was a fanatic. Then
Yes, yes.
in the Italian dictatorial time, it was fascism that ruled.
Benito Mussolini.
If yeah, if India is supposed to be considered as a dictatorial regime in the near future, it will be a wave of uh, hyper nationalistic feeling that will
Yes.
act as a fanatic emotion among the citizens and among the leaders.
Hmm.
So, don't you think that fanaticism is a big drawback of the entire dictatorial regime because
The first thing, okay,
it ultimately leads to a delusional
okay. The
group
question,
of
so what is the question all about that? If India has a dictatorship, then can you please reiterate the question once again? So it
yeah,
will be
of
more
course.
clear.
Don't you think
Just make
that
it short. Just make it short.
fanaticism? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't you think that fanaticism is a very toxic part of the entire dictatorial regime?
Okay. Can you tell me what is fanatism all about? That it would be more clear to me. In which
That is
field?
why I
Yes.
included the examples of
Yes.
uh, Germany,
So
Italy,
think that,
India.
can you
Fanaticism.
please describe is what is fanatism all about? So it would be better for me to
See,
clear. Yes.
see, the definition of a fanatic would be a delusional individual that is driven by the lust of power and
Okay.
certain other misunderstandings that you know that is
Okay.
that
Means you're
generally
saying that it's a
leads
lust of
him
power and hatred. You are saying no, lust of power and disillusioning the
a
masses. No.
delusional, yeah, a delusional individual.
Okay. So I just want to say that just I want to just want to say don't judge it. Okay. So
Mhm.
Hitler was cherished by his people, and yes, and if
Is
we
this
say
your
that
closing statement?
what?
No, Gaurav, we are having a rebuttal session where
Hello,
I and a few others will ask questions to both of you.
hello,
All right.
hello.
Yeah, Kirit.
Can you hear me? So I want to say that
Yeah, yeah,
Hitler
yeah.
was cherished by his people, and I can also say that Hitler has a very he did a grave mistake in killing a lot of Jews. Okay, but according to Germans' national interest, the Weimar Republic. Okay, the Weimar Republic was a republic of democracy formed by the British and France, and it collapsed. So democracy in Germany collapsed at that time of the history, and they supported Hitler because they had a vision that Hitler could help them with the solution, and Hitler provided them also. Yes, I can say that I'm supporting a wrong person. It's okay that he killed a lot of men people, but the thing is that he just destroyed France's liberty and Britain. don't you think that Britain and France were the only people who forced the Germans to lead a miserable life? As well as you can see that Winston Churchill also at a some time of said that he hated democracy also. So I don't think there's a disillusion. No, no, I'm not supporting Holocaust. I'm not supporting Holocaust. It's wrong. I'm not supporting it. I'm just saying about some parts of the Hitler. I'm saying that he just worked for his nation, because when France lost the battle, Hitler told him to bring at the same carry at the same time and wrote the petition. As well as I consider in democracy, the US is distorting the Middle East. US has destroyed the Middle East, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Egypt. They have all destroyed the future of those countries. So doesn't that mean that democracy has disillusioned the people? Because if I'm a politician and if I have a 200 people masses, and suppose I said up hello, and suppose I say a speech that I want to build a stadium, and I know the stadium will give me a lot profit as compared to buying an irrigation system. So would I not convince the people that you should vote for me because stadium, I will give some right when the stadium is good for you, you will enjoy sports, you will have some interest in sports, and will that people not be disillusioned by my statement? Being a politician, being a support democracy, they will vote for me. That yes, this guy is seeing our future, but in this, I have seen my own interest. I have seen my own interest of filling the pockets. So I don't think that dictators have disillusioned the people at any cost, because Hitler always stated that not about Holocaust. Hitler always said Jews were the opponent, and he did that them to them. Didn't disillusion that we will make Germany a great country. We'll give. He didn't say that. He just took revenge. And for Germany point of view, he did a lot to Germany. Sorry, but
Kirit,
being
okay,
so much because
understood.
I'm supporting
Uh,
Hitler. That's why I have to elaborate
uh,
more. Because someone said I'm supporting Holocaust. Okay,
ठीक है.
मतलब गलत समझेंगे लोग सब.
No, see,
Yes.
do not do not continue this after I finish my statement, but I just have to make the statement, which
Yes.
is uh, Hitler saving Germany at the brink of
Extension.
its collapse. Its
Yes.
collapse is definitely a positive side of dictatorship, but at the same time, the
I
entire
just also want to
Holocaust.
conclude that Hitler
अरे
didn't.
हाँ ठीक है, you will get your
अरे
opportunity
हाँ
for
ठीक है
the
ठीक.
closing
अरे
statement.
ठीक है भाई
But
छोड़
at the
छोड़.
same time, the Holocaust was a direct outcome of the fanaticism that existed in the German dictatorial regime. So that's all
हाँ.
I'm going to say. Do not continue this. Gaurav,
Okay, ठीक है.
Yes, yes, yes,
Gaurav.
I'm there.
Yeah, I have a question for you, which is you are supporting
Yeah.
democracy, but then again, there are in the democracy, especially when a constitution like that of India is so big and diverse. People usually exploit the loopholes in the constitution, in the system, and get away with it. People do not in most cases get justice for the crimes they suffer. Also, the constitution like that of India is so old that it in most cases it is not able to keep up with the changing of time. So how would you defend this?
Wait. So you are saying that the constitution needs to be updated. Is that what you are getting
Yeah, that
at?
was the first part of my.
But so yeah, all right, I'll
Uh-huh.
address this point, and it was there in my closing statement as well. When we talk about the democracy in general and the constitution, there is always scope for readdressal. And when we talk about dictatorship, the collection of power at one end always leads to doom. And I am as apolitical as it gets, but it has been proved at every juncture of history. And apart from that, when we talk about upholding justice, I believe our Supreme Court is more than able, and it may be delayed, but it might not be denied. So yeah.
Okay, 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 okay. Moving on to the closing statement, Gaurav, your 30-second closing statement starts now. Rohan, you can start the timer.
So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the debate, I would like you to take 3 points with you. Apart from the fact that dictatorship is a form of government which is built on a shallow foundation with a lot of uncertainties, there is always scope for redressal when it comes to democracy. Democracy is synonymous to the plain and simple factor of certainty and solidarity. And at the end of the day, with uh, different ideas in a mind, political freedom is a must, which is accommodated by democracy.
Kirit?
Yes, dictatorship naturally arises out of democracy, and the most aggravated form of tyranny and slavery out of the most extreme liberty. A quotation by Plato. So therefore, I rest my case. Thank you.